So apparently today is the day we sell this old rig and move on to our next setup for 2020. We've had a lot of memories in here. We've got a couple championships, all of our championships in this thing actually, and about 200,000 miles cruising around this country, going to all the FD events, and you know, a bunch of different cars been in here, a bunch of party events, a bunch of East Coast Bash events, going to E-Town, hanging out with everybody. Yeah, we've done it all with this rig, but it is time to go new and better things, and we're going through cleaning it all up as best we can, and I'm gonna fix a couple of these like little trim pieces that just got worn out along the way, you know, and just you know, things that kind of get flex and twist and crack and break. And so I went and picked up some fresh angle iron, and we're cleaning out the inside of the cabinets. Nate Dogg's scrubbing out the corners after I pulled those trim pieces out, and we're gonna put all fresh ones in, so it looks really, really nice for the new owner. The type of stuff that you wonder, why didn't you do that before for yourself? But that's not how it works, right? Everybody's always fixing things when they're trying to sell a car instead of doing it for themselves to enjoy it. But the inside is looking super stellar. We got everything shampooed, cleaned up, and once again, like we always kept it pretty clean. It's always been pretty clean in here, but it's looking really, really fresh, and just got a little bit more work to do on it. And outside's all polished up, looking fresh, looking good. And yeah, so I'm gonna go in and cut some new trim for all these pieces. Get some fresh stuff on there. Look real good. Got some fresh 1x1 aluminum angle. I got some lengths here. Need a couple that are 22 inches long. Dang, that was quick. So today, I'm going through my twin turbo car. I'm gonna finish adding some sensors and some things like that to it that I've been meaning to do. Give it a quick check, quick prep, mount some tires, check the alignment, pump some gas. So this is that expansion harness I was talking about. My boy Brian up at Unicorn Garage made it for me. So this is all going to key into the backside of the dash, and then all comes through and we'll plug into, we got things like fuel pressure. We now have oil temperature and oil pressure, boost pressure, and the map sensor. Should be good. It's should be pretty straightforward. All the sensors already in. We got my oil pressure down here right off of the fast and tensions block. We have the oil temp sensor down in the pan, and I have my fuel pressure right in the side of the regulator. And then the map and boost controller on the back side of the valve cover. So everything's already in and good. Just gotta lay this harness up. All right, now that I got the harness all laid in there, Biddy's, Brian, our buddy, sent over the extra little pins I need to attach this guy, the boost controller, to this wire here. I left it a little long, a little extra slack in the wiring, never hurt anybody. And so yeah, we got the harness run down through there, up and around through there, hooked up, and then into the car. And then that's the part I don't want to do, hooking it up to the dash, but it's gotta happen. All right, so now working our way into the car. I should probably grab a light. So I got this guy, comes on through. I'm gonna run it up and across the dashboard and plug it up into the dash itself. Gonna pull the thing out and pin some stuff. Not quite sure what to do here. All right, so the way this little jumper harness works is it's got all these extra pins out here at the end, and then just plug right into the backside of this plug that goes into the dash, and then the dash can control the boost. I can do that right here with my PDM setup, and then it will read in, you know, the map sensor, the temp sensors, and everything else. So Brian sent me a little wiring diagram, tells me what goes where, pulling these little plugs out of the terminals, and then we'll slip these all in, and that should be it. It's kind of plug and play. So hope it works. Find out here shortly. I'm just gonna get this in and get it plugged in and click it on and see what happens. A little bit of confusion here on the wiring because he's got these two are supposed to go into these two, which is where the GPS is. So I think I gotta knock those two out. However I do that. Alright, so the last thing I gotta do is find a power source to power all these guys. So Brian left me this little extra wire here. And so I got under there and found the wire that goes over and powers the dash, which is this plug. So I'm going to remove that red out of the backside of that. And we're just gonna double crimp that wire and the original wire back in, plug it back in. Should be good. I got this sweet little nifty 12-volt reader. So all you gotta do is click this to ground and just start poking around with this until this guy lights up with 12 volts. So pretty neat little tool. Okay, so I got that guy out. And then put the ignition on. I got it. All right, car's looking super fresh. Just pressure wash it, getting all ready to go for a little indoor drift action. We're going to take it out to a buddy's shop who is at an undisclosed location. But they're moving out of their shop and they have like a 5,000 or 6,000 square foot space. And they're gonna let us go pair it up. So getting the cars all cleaned up, all hot rodded out, get some VP fuel pumped up, get some tires mounted up. We're heading out. All right, now for our final step. I know we got the car loaded in the trailer already, but Biddy just got back to the shop and he is now jumping in and getting those sensors to chat. So let's see if we can get this reading everything before we go rip this thing today. And it'll be fine if we don't because it's been like this, but more sensors doesn't hurt, more information is good. He's just playing through the signals. He's on the team viewer, goes in the machine, cracks me up every time. So I might just kick this thing on my hotspot and just let him tune this thing while we drive out there.
That's loud.
Woo, I know, gotta find some earplugs.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Fire.
Jesus. Indoor drifting?
Yeah, you know, told us all to stay inside, so we're gonna go inside now.
So this thing's really fucking cool. First time I've ever ridden in it. Gotta say, great success, I guess. I don't know. It was just fucking cool. Oh shit! He hit right there. Oh my god! This window is not in good condition. Yeah, that's I don't think those are supposed to be at that angle. Oh. Holy shit, that was close. That was fucking close.
That fucking road farm. I don't know how I didn't touch it.
Dude,
There's no mark at all.
Second lap was way clean. Like,
Yeah.
proper.
Second lap felt better.
Still pretty close.
Yeah. Oh, that's the shot right there, dude.
Solid day.
Solid day, bro. Yeah. Not every day I get to rip indoors. So, and then we did a little inside-outside action. It looked doable, so we went for it.
And as we can see here, the marks are about, what, 5 inches off the concrete wall there?
There's plenty of room. So,
Yeah, plenty of room. I don't know if you can see it, but that is a damn tight fit right there. Oh, wing.
big car's big.
She's wide, big body.
Hey Dylan, what day is it?
Dyno day.
Yeah. 1228 horsepower, 1300 torque.